Welcome to NHL Draft Pros. On today's video, I will review the top 10 picks of the community mock draft we've been doing. This has been a really fun project. There's been lots of engagement and great discussions among all the community voters. So if you would like to vote on the draft picks, go to the homepage and click on the community button seen here. Then you will be able to cast your vote for each draft pick. Also, please subscribe to the NHL Draft Pros channel to get notifications. And please like this video to help us grow. Thanks. All right, so let's get into the community mock draft. So the first pick, as we know, goes to the Montreal Canadiens. And the community has spoken and they have voted Shane Wright for first overall pick with 85% of the vote. Just like all the other analysts, NHL Central Scouting, TSN Bob McKenzie, and Craig Button, FC Hockey, everyone, they have him at number 1. And so did the community. Shane Wright has been the consensus number 1 for a while now, and this year he had a pretty good season, 94 points in 63 games. I think there were higher expectations, but you know what? He did the job, and he stayed number 1, and he's the consensus number 1, so I think that everyone's going to agree that he should go number 1 to the Montreal Canadiens. And we have a comment here from one of the followers, and he said, Wright to me is the most complete player in the draft, and I think the Habs benefit the most from that. Cooley, possibly even Slafkovsky, may be better offensively, but when you have Caulfield already on the wing, having a smart two-way first-line center will do more for that franchise. So there you have it. The community has spoken, and Shane Wright goes number 1 to the Montreal Canadiens. All right, so the New Jersey Devils have picked number 2, and the community has spoken, and they have picked up Juraj Slafkovsky, and he got 68% of the vote, so it was a little bit closer, this one. Logan Cooley had 23. He's the second best on this one. But you know what? The big Slovak is having himself a season, especially at international play. And he was the MVP at the Olympics. And you see here that he had 7 goals in 7 games to help them win the bronze. And right now at the World Championships, he has 9 points in 7 games. So he's making a name for himself for sure. And Evan on the comments said, I think Cooley may be more diverse in his patience and playmaking. I would take Slafkovsky over Cooley if the Wild had the number 2 spot, because Slafkovsky seems like to me such a unique player, full of size and skill, with a good shot, good vision, and good playmaking. And I think you could develop more out of him. The community decided that Juraj Slafkovsky would go number 2 to the New Jersey Devils. All right, at number 3, the Arizona Coyotes select, and we have picked Logan Cooley, 76% of the votes. So a pretty high number there. And you know what? Again, the analysts have him pretty highly ranked, number 2. Sportsnet, McKean's have him at 4. So some pretty good praise for Logan Cooley. And he was the top points per game producer for the U.S. National Under-18 development team, ahead of Isaac Howard and Frank Nazar and Cutter Gauthier. Some pretty high names on the prospects list. So number 3, we went with Logan Cooley. And if we compare our top 3 to TSN Craig Button's top 10, we have the same ones: Shane Wright at number 1, Juraj Slafkovsky at number 2, and Logan Cooley at number 3. Number 4, the Seattle Kraken will select Simon Nemec, the defenseman from Slovakia, and he also had a pretty decent season for a defenseman. Look at this, 26 points in 39 games in the top men's Slovak league. Pretty impressive for a 17-year-old. On our comment section, we got Christoph, who says, with Jiricek and Nemec being available, Seattle is definitely going to pick a D at number 4, but it's difficult to say who it will be from both these players. I just don't want either of them to end up having their career ruined by Philly. That's pretty funny. The voting is in, and we decided to take Simon Nemec to the Seattle Kraken. And if we look at the NHL.com mock draft, the top 10, they have Simon Nemec at number 4 as well. So we're following some pretty good analysts here. And at number 5, the big bad Philadelphia Flyers. And the community voted, and this one was a little bit closer. We got David Jiricek at 50%. But look at Matthew Savoie was a close second at 33%. It could have went either way. That was a pretty close voting. David Jiricek is a big bruising defenseman from Czechia. He's 6'3" and 190 pounds, so he's a good size, and he's a right-handed defenseman, which everyone wants. And in the top men's Czechia League, he had 11 points in 29 games, 5 goals though, so he can shoot the puck. He's definitely got a nice slap shot. And if we look at his points per game against other notable players, such as Thomas Hertl and Martin Netcash, you can see that he's right in there. He has .38 points per game, which is right above Netcash, who's a forward, actually. So pretty good points here. So Crane Hook 47 says, I definitely see Philly taking Nemec or Jiricek, whomever is remaining, to replace retirement of Samuel Morin. If they lean towards offense and want some goal production, I see it being Kemell. Needless to say, the community had voted, and it was, like I said, a pretty close one here, and David Jiricek squeaked it out, and so he is number 5 to the Philadelphia Flyers. And if we look at Cam Robinson from EliteProspects.com, he has the exact same top 5 as us, Shane Wright, Juraj Slafkovsky, Logan Cooley, Simon Nemec, and David Jiricek at 5 to Philly. All right, number 6, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and we went with Matthew Savoie at 56%. And actually, Joakim Kemell was at 26%, so another fairly close one. I mean, not a blowout. And Matthew Savoie, his ratings kind of declined a little bit. Some of these are early on, so TSN Bob McKenzie had him at number 4, FC Hockey at 5, Sportsnet at 4, but they kind of been going down a little bit. His points per game is 1.39, so if you look at that, he's stuck right between Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Matthew Barzal, so pretty good, and also ahead of Braden Point. So some decent company there. So I don't know if we should kind of, let him go here. So our number 6 pick was Matthew Savoie to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Number 7, the Ottawa Senators. And we went with Joakim Kemell at 52%. And here, Cutter Gauthier, Jonathan Lekkerimaki, and Frank Nazar, they were all around the same thing, 16%, 14%, 15%. But Joakim Kemell, he had 23 points in 39 games in the Top Finnish League. And his points per game, 0.59 points per game, were right below Anton Lundell, Patrick Laine, and above Mikko Rantanen. So some pretty good company there. And like I said, this kid can shoot the puck. And so we decided to go with Joakim Kemell at number 7, and so did NHL.com. So there you have the top 7 so far. Having some fun here. This is awesome. All right, number 8, Detroit Red Wings. We always want to know who the Red Wings are going to take. You never know with Stevie Y. And we went with Brad Lambert at 42%. And if you look at Jonathan Lekkerimaki's at 23%, Frank Nazar at 20%, so some close ones here. Brad Lambert, who is 6 feet, 179 pounds, and, didn't really pop off in the Liga. He had 10 points in 49 games. Last year, actually, he had a better season. He had 15 points in 46 games, so we thought the production went up, but it didn't. The group has spoken, and we chose Brad Lambert at number 8 to the Detroit Red Wings. Now, a few people had put in here, I have some serious doubts about Lambert, Nazar, Lekkerimaki, Gauthier, and Kasper, all better in my opinion. Connor Geekie, Yzerman continues to draft players with size. I see Nazar going here. Crane Hook 47 says, and you never know with Stevie Y, this is the truth. So it's going to be an interesting pick at number 8 with Stevie Y and the Detroit Red Wings. We have Brad Lambert at number 8 to the Detroit Red Wings. All right, next is the Buffalo Sabres, and the Buffalo Sabres we decided that they are going to take Frank Nazar. He's the next best option, but this one was close too. 32%. Jonathan Lekkerimaki at 25. Connor Geekie at 23. And Frank Nazar, he's been popping up in the ranks as well. And FC Hockey have him as high as number 10, and actually Elite Prospects have him as high as number 4. So he had 68 points in 54 games, so some pretty decent numbers there. And Flying Baguette is always keeping the list up to date, and so thanks for that. Been a big help. So number 9, Frank Nazar to the Buffalo Sabres. All right, and the last pick number 10 to the Anaheim Ducks. Who are we going to take? And we decided to go with Jonathan Lekkerimaki at 38%. And another close one, Connor Geekie at 28, Cutter Gauthier at 21. Decided to go with a sniper here, Jonathan Lekkerimaki, 26 games, 7 goals, 2 assists for 9 points in the SHL, the top Swedish league. And you know what? This kid can shoot the puck if you watch the video on him. And actually, Evan said, I say Lekkerimaki because I think he's the best player available, if he is available. The Ducks already have Mason McTavish and Trevor Zegras as their centers, so they need some depth. And actually, a few people voted on Pavel Minchakov for this 10th pick, but we decided to go with Jonathan Lekkerimaki. And there you go. There's the top 10 picks. And actually, I decided to do a table here to compare our votes compared to some of the top analysts. So TSN, Craig Button, NHL, Kimmelman, and Elite Prospects, Cam Robinson. So you can see there's a little bit of variation. Actually, the top 5 are pretty much very similar. And then after that, it kind of floats around. So It's interesting to see, but definitely a lot of fun. So if you want to join in on this voting for these draft picks, we're going to go with the first round. So we got a bunch more to go after this, and you can hit the old ones as well, kind of change it up a bit. There's a few that are close for call, so hit the community button, and you'll see all the voting. And please subscribe and like the channel to help us grow. And that's it for tonight. Cheers.